Christina Swenson here, your digital learning specialist. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that can make sharing resources a breeze. Google Shared Drives versus shared folders. Both let you collaborate with colleagues and students, but understanding the key differences is crucial. Let's explore them in detail and see which one suits your needs best. Before we begin, let's talk about what you should know by the end of this video. By the end of this video, you will be able to access your Google Drive, understand where to find Google Shared Drives, understand ownership and permissions of a shared drive, understand SAU6 protocol for shared drive, understand the different roles in a shared drive, benefits and problems with using a shared drive. Understand the difference between a shared drive and shared folders and files from your drive. How to set up permissions for a shared folder or file. Benefits and problems when sharing folders and files. Let's start by going to Google Drive. The waffle over here, if you click on it, you will see a colorful triangle labeled Drive. You can click on that triangle and it will bring you to Google Drive. Another way to get to Drive is you can go to the omnibar, which is also known as the address bar, type drive.google.com. You'll see our little triangle here again. When you hit enter, it will bring you to your drive. Let's start with shared drives. Imagine a dedicated workspace for a specific project, department, or team. That's exactly what a shared drive is. To access one, navigate to Shared Drives on the left menu of your Google Drive. Now, here are the shared drives I'm a part of. Here's the key difference. A shared drive doesn't have a single owner in the traditional sense. Ownership belongs to SAU6 through a dedicated account. This ensures centralized control and aligns with our data governance policies. Anyone with the appropriate permissions can add, edit, or delete files within the drive. Think of it as a team space where everyone contributes. Let's talk about the roles. Permissions and roles. Permissions are set at the drive level, not at individual folders. This streamlines access control. When I click on the title of this shared drive, I see View Members. Here, I can see a list of users with varying access levels. Since SAU6 doesn't grant manager permissions to staff, you'll typically see roles like content editor or viewer. Here's the breakdown of the roles. When you look at the Manage Members list, you will see SAU6 Team Drives. That's the manager. This is SAU6 admin only. This role has full control over the shared drive. They can add and remove members, manage permissions, and even delete the entire drive. In SAU6, this role is reserved for district administrators to ensure proper data governance. Here, you can see myself, and I am a content manager. This role allows users to add, edit, and delete files within the shared drive. They can also upload new files and move files around within the drive. Content editors are ideal for team members who need to actively contribute to the project or resource collection. In this list, you do not see anyone that's listed as a viewer, but if you did, this role allows viewers to only view files within the shared drive. They cannot edit, add, or delete files. Viewers are a good option for users who need to stay informed about project progress, but don't require editing access. Shared drives offer several advantages for schools. Centralized organization, no more hunting for files, all project resources, lesson plans, student work, presentations are neatly organized in one dedicated space. This saves time and fosters a collaborative environment. Seamless team collaboration. Multiple educators can work on documents simultaneously. Fostering real-time collaboration. Imagine co-creating a curriculum document or grading essays together. Shared drives make it efficient. Version control and conflict avoidance. No more worrying about overwriting each other's work. Google Drive keeps track of all versions of every file. You can easily revert to a previous version if needed. Say goodbye to frustrating file conflicts. Scalability for large projects. Shared drives can handle massive amounts of data and files. That makes them ideal for storing and managing extensive project materials like multimedia resources for a school play or collaborative curriculum in a department or grade level. Potential problems. While powerful, there are a few things to keep in mind. Accidental deletion. Since SAU 6 manages ownership, accidental deletion by staff is less of a concern. However, it's still important to be mindful when editing or removing files. Limited external sharing. Sharing outside of your school district requires additional steps. You might need to grant guest access with specific permissions for external collaborators like parents or community partners. Let's walk through how to share permissions to a specific file within your shared drive. Say I have this coaching toolkit and I want to share it with my boss. I am going to right click on that and say share. And I'm going to click on share. I'm going to change restricted to anyone with the link. Now I can change their role. I can keep them at viewer because maybe I only want them to see the progress of this file. I could change them to commenter because maybe I would like feedback on this file. I can make them a contributor because maybe I need them to add and edit files inside this folder. Or I can make them a content manager, which in this case would be the highest level, and it lets them add, edit, move, delete, or share content. In this case, we'll keep it at viewer. Once I have decided the level, I can go to copy link. That'll put it in my clipboard, and then I can paste it into an email and send it to my boss. I can also add people up here. If I just wanted my boss, here he is, to be a content manager of just this folder, or viewer, commenter, contributor, I can do that. I will type a message here. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to my coaching toolkit folder. I keep it click to notify and I send. We won't send it today though. Jeff gets enough emails. So I'm going to cancel. That was just for demonstration purposes. And I'm going to change back my permissions to restricted because maybe we are done collaborating on this project. I'm going to say done. You will know, and maybe you noticed during the video, that the folder had a little person on it. Anything that has a little person, any folder that has a little person on it means that it is shared. That restricts the person only to that folder, not to the other items in the shared drive. Another potential problem is adding a shared drive or changing permissions. It's important to know that with SAU 6, adding a new shared drive or changing permission levels for existing drives requires submission of a help desk ticket. This ensures proper governance of our data and avoids any security risks. For any requests related to shared drives, please submit a ticket to the IT department through the online portal. Now, let's go over to shared folders. I will go ahead and click on My Drive. And here you will see all of the files and folders in my personal drive. This means the only person that can see these items are me, unless I share them. These are regular folders within your own drive that you share with specific people if you need to. Imagine a staff meeting notes folder and you want to share with your colleagues. So I'm going to create a folder, new, new folder, going to name it staff meetings, and I'm going to create that folder. Here it is. I'm going to right click on that folder and we're going to go to share and then click on share. Again, this might look familiar to you because it's very similar to how we shared the folder in the shared drive. We can add specific users. Let's do Jeff again. Or we can actually add entire groups. So groups are also what we use for email groups. So if there was a group that you normally email and have access to that group, you could share it by the group name. That puts lots of people in here versus one person. Again, I don't suggest that because then you lose control over some of these items. Say I want Jeff to just be able to view our staff meeting notes, I would make him a viewer. If I wanted Jeff to be able to comment, I obviously would give him commenting rights. If I wanted him to be an editor, which would be equal to me in that folder, I will give them editor rights. And a nifty little thing you can do here, add expiration. I have done this in the past with items that might be sensitive. I have edited it to expire on the last day of June of the school year. So in this case, June 25th, the 30th, I can select a time. When I say done, that means on the last day of contracted year, whomever I have shared this with, that will expire and they will not have access beyond their contract year. That's just a little hint for you. Once I have decided the permissions and who I'm sharing it with, I would type up my little message. Hey, Jeff, here's a folder for all our meeting notes. Please add your notes to this folder. And then I would say send. But again, we will not do that to Jeff because Jeff gets enough emails. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. When I am complete, I'm going to click on done. Another area you might see here is restricted. Restricted, I can share it within just my domain, SAU6, or I can share it with anyone that has the link. So if I email a link to, say, a vendor, they can see that. And I can also limit what they can see and do. I'm not sharing this at this time. I'm going to say done. So to recap, you remain the owner of the folder when it's in your drive. You're maintaining ultimate control. Permissions are set at the folder level, and you can choose specific people or groups, like a grade level team, to grant, edit, or viewer access. This makes them ideal for smaller, short-term collaborations. Pros of shared folders: simple setup. Sharing a folder is quick and easy, just a few clicks. Granular access control. You can choose the exact level of access, editor or viewer, or even collaborator, for each person you share with. You maintain ownership. You remain the owner of the folder and its contents. Cons of a shared folder: limited scalability. Shared folders aren't ideal for massive amounts of data or complex projects. If you're mapping curriculum with your grade level team, a shared drive would make more sense because this is a long-term big project or materials that will be used year after year and should stay in the district. Sharing this folder from an individual's drive, if they leave the district, then the rest of the team loses access to all the team's work. Scattered resources. Multiple shared folders for different projects can lead to disorganization, across your own drive. Over time, the Shared with Me section can become cluttered and difficult to navigate if you're managing numerous folders. Let's look at that. This is the Shared with Me drive. When you click on that, everything you've shared with other people and everything they've shared with you is listed here. As you can see, in just the last 2 weeks, I have built up an accumulation of shared documents. This can be hard to navigate. So if you are working with other people on a large project and you all have your own folders for this project, which you share with each other, now you will need to navigate through Shared with Me to find that work. Larger projects should always have a request for a share drive where everything can be organized neatly and the way your team wants it to show up. You'll notice here I put numbers in the front of certain things. This allows me to order it the way I want to order it. I have a system that I understand and protocols that I follow for my own files and folders. So if you get a team drive set up, you will want to have protocols and procedures in place so everybody knows where to find your files. Version control challenges. With multiple editors, managing versions and preventing conflicts can be trickier. So which one should you use? It depends on your needs. Use shared drives for large projects, team collaboration, centralized organization, version control, and scalability, and when the district should control ownership. Use shared folders or files for smaller collaborations, quick sharing needs, specific groups or individuals, and maintaining your ownership. Remember, when in doubt, consult the IT department or me, your digital learning specialist, if you're unsure which option is the best for your specific solution.